So there's no worse situation than a guy ending up in the friend zone, right? Where, guys hanging out with a female, they cool, they do a lot of things together, they talk, they have a good relationship, right? And then, months, years pass by, and then the guy finally lets the girl know, lets the female know his intentions, and come to find out that she only sees him as a friend, right? She doesn't see him more than just a friend, right? For a guy, it's a very painful process. But as guys, we've all been there, and especially growing up, if you're young, you think that's the right thing to do, but it's a very difficult process. And for a lot of women, like for a guy, you'd rather just, like, if there's a girl that you're interested in, like, you may not know her, you'd rather just, like, ask her out, and if she's not interested, boom, you just move on, right? Like, and you move on to the next one. But for a person that you built a relationship with, you cool, you have a good relationship with, and you come to find out that she doesn't see you as nothing more than a friend, it hurts, right? And in this video, there's a female that's gone through exactly that, right? She had a guy friend who they were cool with, they hung out, they did all this stuff together, and she found out that that he was interested in being more than just friends, right? So, and obviously she didn't like that. So I'm gonna let her talk, and then I'll share my thoughts.
One of the most disheartening things as a woman is when one of your close guy friends makes an advance at you or says something that's sexual, because it's really just like, why you two? Like, I thought you were different. I had a guy friend for years. When I tell y'all this was my guy best friend, I told him everything. Like, it was that. And this was for years. I found out that he made a sexual comment about me, saying he would whatever. I promise y'all that was the end of the relationship. Like, we're still cool to a certain extent, but literally the day I found that out, it just broke my heart, because it was just like, why can't, like, I thought I was one of the bro. I don't know. I just feel like men don't understand how much they hurt us when they do that, because I really thought you were different.
Nah, we not different like that. We not trying to be your bros. We not trying to look. You gotta understand, man. Like, females really need to understand. I would think they already got this by now, but look, guys are just waiting for a crack, right? An opening, right? Just an opening. That's all a guy needs to say, all right, I'm gonna make my move, or I'm gonna let my intentions be known, right? Yeah, it doesn't come out as the right way to do it, but that's, for a lot of guys, that's just through the learning process, just something that you do. And women gotta understand, like, when it comes to that, like, guys and women, male or female, they can't be friends, right? The only way that could happen, right, is there's zero attraction, right? On both ends, there's no attraction. Then that's the only way that a relationship like that can happen. If one person just one side has any type of feelings for that other individual, especially from the guy, then yeah, being a friend is not gonna work, because that guy is just waiting for an opportunity to make his move, and he's just waiting for that crack. And look, I would recommend, you shouldn't do it, right? I would always tell a guy, like, look, be direct. If you're interested in a female, be direct, right? Don't ever go the route where you hanging out with a chick, you going shopping with her, y'all hanging out, y'all talking about all about private stuff. Don't do that way, because you're gonna end up in the friend zone. And you'll know, right? If you're hanging out with a female, and if she ever is talking to you about her relationship with other men, other guys, it's over. You are in the friend zone, and you're not getting out. You might as well sever the relationship. Stop hanging out with her. Hang around some other women to get her jealous, because that's the only way you're gonna break out of the friend zone, man. It's damn near impossible to get out the friend zone, right? Because once a female sees you as just a friend, it's very difficult to get out of that. Right, so the smart thing is always to be direct with a woman about your intentions, right? Obviously in a respectful manner, or at least be subtle about it, right? Just flirt a little bit, try to be funny, do whatever it is. Like, don't just come off as a friend, right? Don't make your intentions be known right away, right? Again, in a respectful manner, but don't ever play that. Let me just be friends. And that's the thing. A lot of guys, especially when you're young, you think that making your intentions known right away is very disrespectful, especially when you're young. You're not really experienced when it comes to females. Like, you think, all right, if I let her know that I see her sexually, or I'm attracted to her, it's probably disrespectful. So let me just go the friend route. Let me be nice to her. Let me hang out with her, be respectful to her. But then you come to find out, yeah, once you do that, she's just gonna see you as a friend. Right, as a man, you have to make your intentions be known. And as a young person, as a young guy, that you learn through that process that, yeah, this method isn't working, right? Going the friend route doesn't work, okay? And you learn that as you get older, you gain more experience. And And that's the thing, like guys would rather like, if there's a girl you don't know, right? You see there and you like, obviously you talk to the girl and you're like, all right, you know what, this is how I feel, like, yo, I'm interested in you, can I take you out? And she rejects you. A guy can deal with that, right? It's just like, all right, she's not interested, you move on to the next, right? But when you've developed a relationship with a female, y'all cool, y'all feel like, y'all vibe together, and then you find out she doesn't see you that way, it's a very hurtful process, right? And that's why, like, usually like the best place, right, to like, to get to get a woman that you're interested in is usually the workplace. Okay, obviously you gotta be careful with that because you don't want to come off as harassing or whatnot, especially how it's going these days. But those are usually the easiest place to get a relationship with to build a relationship with, right? Because the barriers are down, right? It's easy to engage in conversation. You don't have to like you don't have to approach a woman and she's all in the defensive, thinking like, okay, what this person want. At work, you're having daily conversations, and if that's the time to be be yourself and maybe make flirtatious moves again with the woman, and if there's a connection, then you could probably take that to the next step and ask that person out. It's very easy, right? That's usually the easiest place to, or anywhere like is an event where you're engaging in conversation where the woman doesn't feel threatened that you're trying to make moves on them. Those tend to be the easiest place to do it. But like, obviously, cold approaching where you just see a chick on the street and, it depending on her mood, it can be a difficult thing to do. But, as far as this whole friend zone thing, like, look at the best thing to do is be intentional. Like, let the intentions be known. You do not want to end up in a friend zone because going that route is not a fun process. It's never fun. It doesn't work. Getting out of it is very difficult. And women, to think that y'all could just be friends with a dude, get that out your mind. It just doesn't happen. That's not the way it works, right? It's not gonna happen. I know I know a lot of females like being friends with dudes because they're entertaining, they're fun, they're cool to be around, right? But understand this. When there's an opportunity, he's going to make his move. Like, his intentions will be known, and you're not going to be happy with it, right? It's not going to work out for neither side. So it's important for guys to understand, like, yo, if there's someone you're interested in, do not go the whole friend route. Don't be on some hangout stuff, right? Unless you have zero intentions, you have zero attraction for her. But if there's any attraction level, man, let her be known. Just rip the Band-Aid off. Find out, just find out what her thoughts about you is real quick, and then at least you know, right? If she's not interested, then you just move on, right? That's just the way it is. So, but yeah, so those are my thoughts. Interested to hear your thoughts. Make sure you leave a comment down below, hit the like button, share, and if you haven't done so already, make sure to subscribe. All right, guys, take care. Have a good one. Later.